Hi guys, it's me, your friend Felissa Rose, Angela from Sleepaway Camp, and you're listening to Kendall Hates Horror! Yeah.
Warning. Some viewers may find the following footage deeply disturbing. Welcome to my world, bitch. Kendall hates horror.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
I'm so fucking scared right now.
Listen, if you sneeze and I say God bless you, all I want to hear you say is thank you. I don't want to hear anything about why'd you break my window? What are you doing in my house? I'm gonna call the cops. Okay, listen, just be polite.
Is that an issue? Does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, my weekends are usually free.
He's like, well, I am God.
Yeah, I mean, like-
and then I say bless you.
I mean, I
and you're
say-
like, thank you, my child.
Yeah, I say bless you and then restraining order. and-
Yeah. And I'm now a chicken pox in my neighborhood.
I'm like, well, I guess I should say God bless you because I'm not the Lord.
Well, hello, friends. Welcome to Kendall Hates Horror. I am your host for today. I'm not Grant. I'm Evan. Just so we're clear.
Hi, Evan.
And we're joined by gonna be the zombie aficionado today, Grant.
Fuck yeah.
And
So why did we switch roles? Like, what is?
well, because I'm like getting over being sick. And
Yeah.
So this way I don't have to talk as much. So it's better.
Also,
Also like Grant's more. This is his forte.
zombie movies are like my
Yeah,
shit.
This is like
Yeah. Okay.
not mine. So I am more than happy to talk about any movie whatsoever, but it's just not like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I fucking love Night of the Living Dead.
It's not
I
your
like it.
passion.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
your passion.
I
Yeah.
like it, but I don't fucking love it.
Yeah.
Oh, and over to my is it right? Right.
Yep. You got it.
Is the voluptuous full-lipped Kendall.
Full-throated.
Oh, yeah.
Full-throated.
Yeah.
Full-throated.
Oh.
That's been your thing.
Yeah.
That's been your thing. It's like his mating
How we
call.
doing?
Yeah, because
I'm pissed off because I had to buy Busch Light at the fucking store. They didn't have Bud Light.
What?
Yeah.
I thought that would be kind of your forte, though. The fisherman is always doing the bush.
Yeah. The liquor store was out of Bud Light. Thanks a lot, Trump.
yeah.
Thanks a lot, fisherman.
Why didn't you get? Why didn't you get yourself any real American beer?
Yeah. And rip your shirt off or try to at least
Yeah.
because you're
Brother.
old and yeah.
He
Brother.
deported all
Hey,
the
who's
Bud Lights.
Who's this guy?
Oh yeah. And over to my left is I'm seeing double.
Yeah.
We've never heard any of this shit before.
Yeah.
This is
Actually,
actually a
get it
funny
out of your
story.
system. Go ahead.
Oh my God, they're so
No,
cute. They're
wait,
the same.
Now wait, hang on a second. Are you related to him at all? Like, are you like through
No,
marriage?
I
or
just
something
met him
like
at
that?
the fucking Walgreens
Met him at
when
the-
I was
yeah,
buying this beer.
I was
Weird.
like, hey,
Did
we
you-
look the same.
I was
Our penises might be the same
Yeah,
size.
this is-
I don't know.
We had that conversation.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're getting it out of our system
Yeah.
now.
Did you guys do the mirror thing?
Well,
the
I
hands.
slapped him and I felt it, so I was like, we
So-
must be related.
The funniest fucking story that I have about you two was, so I had met Kendall before I met you.
Yeah.
Like a couple of times I've met Kendall. These motherfuckers didn't bother telling me he even had a brother, let alone a twin brother. So when the first time I met you and you guys were standing next to each other, I'm like, am I getting fucking punked
No,
here?
that's how.
Like, why am I seeing
unimportant-
double? And they're like, oh, that's real funny. You've never heard that before. And I was like, quit being a fucking asshole. Nobody told me you guys
Yeah.
are twins. And they're like,
Grant was legit upset.
nobody fucking told you?
because it's. Not, I don't think it's that important.
Yeah, well, right. Well, see, I don't even think about it unless it's in my face. Like right now, you know, like, oh, it's cute. They're both on the show. And they're
I
twins.
thought I was having a psychotic break. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, no, all
like,
the
oh,
time.
he's a twin. Cool. Now I know. I'm good. I'm not crazy.
It's funny that when me and Kenton walk in a room, it makes you want to like motorboat.
Well, like I
you
said-
always make me want to motorboat them titties.
Yeah.
Wait, are we going to be on that podcast next?
The motorboat
Yeah.
titties podcast. Yeah.
If anybody's listening, we have two.
Yeah, part of the
podcasts.
Kindle Hates
Yeah.
network.
No, that would not be a Kindle Hates network.
Kindle
We're gonna
be
get
like-
into something Kindle likes.
It would
now.
just be called Kindle, not a girl's name.
Like I said,
Not a girl's name, but kind of a girl's name.
No,
It's
no.
masculine and feminine.
He says,
God damn it.
No, he says, not a girl's name. And that's where he's like, I'll take you on this
If you
journey.
ever go to Google and try to Google Kindle Hates Horror, all you'll get is just Kindle Jenner shit.
Yep.
It's so annoying.
And why does Kindle hate, or why do people hate Kendall Jenner?
Yeah, exactly.
No, God damn it! I want Kendall hates horror.
Yeah.
I don't want anything about her.
I
They're
don't
like-
want- I don't want everyone hates Kindle.
And then he's like, wait, what is all this shit about me?
Makes me feel better. I'm not the most hated Kindle on earth.
That's fair. At least second.
Yeah.
Hey, you'll always at least be second. Yeah.
so what do we?
This is Kindle's twin brother Kenton. We've heard
Hello.
stories about you, mostly punching clowns, which I thought was fucking
Yeah, okay.
hilarious.
Yeah, that was on the show. I did
Yep.
hear that.
Mhm.
And so Kendall and I are twins, and we both are really cute, and we do the same job. We look exactly the same. And
Except for
so
you're right-handed,
I'm right. Yeah, we're identical mirror twins.
mirror
So, like,
twins, which is so that's crazy and cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It still
And-
makes you guys unique, even though you're just kind of
well,
the same.
yeah. It's like anybody can be a twin, but are you a mirror identical
Mhm.
twin?
Yeah.
At least we're not conjoined twins.
Thank
know,
you.
like-
Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Thank you, universe. For
Yeah.
Why did the beat kind of drop when he said that? Like,
Well, because I was gonna
is
say
there
I
a
was,
demographic for like
I think
conjoined
we all
twins
got a-
on this podcast?
We all got a mental image of it
Okay.
immediately. Like,
like everybody's like,
Well, no, it's
"Yeah, wait a
because
minute."
I'm thinking. I'm like, but how? What part is met?
where would you be joined?
You know what I mean?
He's like, but if they were conjoined,
Yeah.
That's why
what
I,
would that look like?
my head just went like completely blank, and that's all I was thinking about was the
yeah,
different
yeah,
scenarios.
I knew it.
Would you
I
be
knew
joined
it.
at the neck? Would you be joined at the ass? Like,
See, I would hope it would be like we were able to still look at each other like from a side profile, not like
Oh, like the
not like
movies-
I'm behind him. And
Like
I'd
the
be
movie Stuck
"Hey,
on
dude."
You.
Yeah. Like I'm turned around and he's looking this way. I'm like, dude, what do you see?
No,
He's like, I see you shitting, bro.
No, that's the best way, back to back.
oh, so one wears the other one like a backpack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And we've
Just
never seen each other's face.
yeah.
Kenton could be like, bro, I'm tired. I got you. And you just,
Don't sleep on your back tonight, bitch.
I couldn't breathe last night.
Yeah.
But
You know I'm an asthmatic.
you'd have to be both of you would have to be side sleepers,
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless one is like buried in the fucking pillow.
Yeah. kind of face down, ass up.
yeah.
I'm uncomfortable. Roll me over.
It's your turn to sleep on a stomach, bitch.
Yeah, boy, that would be an everyday. Like, no, bitch, I don't want to eat right now. Bitch, I want to eat
I'm
right now.
hungry.
I'm
Yeah.
hungry. No, bitch.
Well, I don't think if you're conjoined twin, you don't necessarily share the same stomach. So you guys might like, I feel like something spicy. Dude, you know that tears our asshole up.
Yeah. It's your turn to wipe my ass.
And if we're joined at the backs, like we could do like those truck pulls, where they're trying, like we could just run as fast as we could in one direction and see if we could like rip apart.
That's if we didn't share legs.
Yeah.
It'd be like in a sack race.
Wouldn't we look like a fucking like?
How is this more unhinged than Tanner last week?
Oh yeah, get
You
ready.
ain't seen nothing yet, baby.
So
looking like a goddamn tadpole.
That's how we got into this mess, you
Ah.
fuck.
what?
We were the two that made it through.
Yeah.
All right.
So
sorry.
what movie are we talking about today?
We are talking about the 1968 version of Night of the Living Dead. Classic, one of the movies that reinvented the genre, the horror, the zombie genre. directed by the late great George A. Romero, looking like a Stan Lee if you stretched him out.
Yeah. This movie like started what zombies are today.
Mhm. Yeah.
They don't exist as we know them now without this movie.
Right. Before Night of the Living Dead, you had a lot of like voodoo zombies, which is not the classic, walking corpse type of zombie. It's the I've stolen your soul and now you do everything that I tell you to do kind of thing. The voodoo zombie, which is based in creating this fear mongering of like a black religion invading America. But George A. Romero, originally this movie was going to be called Night of the Flesh Eaters, but he changed it to Night of the Living Dead. Just a small tweak like that changed the entire like genre, the entire idea of zombies, because they never actually called them zombies in the movie. It's a kind of a hallmark of most zombie movies. Most good ones will never actually use the Z word. Like they just talk about the dead.
Is it offensive?
Yes, yeah, it's like
to the zombies.
Yeah, the pronouns. Yeah,
I'm trying to get with my 2025. I'm like,
yeah.
okay.
You want to make sure that you call them the
Z
right
words.
thing. Yeah, it's the living
Don't
impaired.
you say the goddamn Z word.
The undead, would that be appropriate?
The undead, but only if you're one of them.
Wait, I've never heard him say anything.
That's not
So-
they say brains.
So zombie for undead. So zombie for undead is.
Yes, yeah. You
Okay.
have to learn how to speak the lingo.
Right.
So why do zombies like? So that's not just a trope. Or it is a trope. It's
Well,
the brains thing.
That trope wasn't invented until
That's-
1985 when they
Yeah.
did Return of the Living Dead, which was also written by one of the three writers of Night of the Living Dead. His name is Joe A. Russo.
Yeah.
He and George Romero kind of had a bit of a creative difference towards the beginning of the 1970s, and so they wanted to go do their own thing. And John A. Russo, not Joe, decided he wanted to go make zombie movies the way he wanted to, and he and George A. Romero decided that he would get the Living Dead part, whereas George Romero would just get of the dead part. So that's how that kind of, and then he created the like faster moving, smarter, they can actually talk, but they crave human brains type of zombie. There's a lot of different types of zombies, a lot of ins and outs, a lot of.
See, I'd keep asking questions, but I'm like, dude, he's gonna get like fucking pissed.
No, absolutely not. Ask the questions.
Yeah,
Ask the questions.
Yeah, 'cause
So
wasn't
why brains though? Like, that seems so constricting.
in
Like-
Return
like-
of the Living Dead, they say that brains actually stop the pain of rotting or stop the pain of decomposing
for them,
for them.
for the zombie.
Yeah,
Or-
Whereas like in the
for the Z word.
in like a regular zombie sense, they're just eating to eat.
Because that's the most basic, that's the most base human need.
They go back to being like animals, like lizard brain. Like
Yeah.
that's just how they
Oh.
think now.
Yeah.
So it's not like, and it's more fun to say like than like organs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Hearts,
though, hearts,
pancreas.
yeah, livers.
Yeah, no, also with the split, didn't Russ Streiner, who plays Johnny in Night of the Living Dead,
Yep.
did he go with Russo?
He just kind of like he was kind of like the cooler head between the two, so he kind of hovered between the two.
Because I know they were all tight. They were
Right.
all like a threesome.
And George A. Romero and Russ
threesome.
Streiner collaborated on Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So, but Russ Streiner also collaborated with John A. Russo. He collaborated with him on Return of the Living Dead, but not the second or the third.
Yeah,
one.
he just did the original.
Just the original. Yeah.
So this is night. This is Night of the Living Dead
Night of the Living Dead.
that we're watching.
Yeah.
Is that gonna fuck Kendall up?
I don't think so.
See, I've listened to every single episode, right? And I'm like, they keep hitting him soft. Like they're not fucking him up.
That's not true. We nailed him on episode 4.
Yeah.
Autopsy of Jane Doe. We got
Okay,
it.
that did it.
Jane
Yeah.
Doe. Jane Doe's a
Yeah,
good one.
actually, that was all right. Well, why not continue it? Like, just be like, hey, this is Kendall
Because
hates
I don't
horror.
have the fucking stamina.
Yeah,
I'd be like, you know what? I will drive. Okay, I'll be there in a minute.
You have to,
and I'll go left instead of right, and I'll go all the way around the world, and they'll be like,
You
"You're
have-
gonna."
Actually, that you mentioned that, I got really excited when it was that one because I was like, oh, this is gonna fuck
So you
him
saw
up.
Autopsy of Jane Doe?
Yeah, I've watched it. I
Okay.
went and watched it. Courtney and I watched it, and I was like, yep, this will probably do it.
Yeah. Have
And,
you seen Sinister? Because he's built this one up as
No,
like
I
the
haven't seen
it's gonna fuck him up.
So I'm just like Kendall in the
Yeah,
effect that I'm not a movie person and not TV or anything. But I mean, really, horror movies are kind of like an experience. It's like
Mhm.
it's like okay, let's do that roller coaster. That one looks fucked up. Let's
Yeah,
do
exactly,
that.
yeah.
So really, yeah, it fucks me up there watching it. But like when you're in it don't fuck me up like Kendall did. And trust me, I've gotten many calls like, "Hey, dude, so we're watching that movie, the Jane Doe one," and I was like, and he goes, "Okay,
Fuck
hang
off,
up with
man."
me, watch the trailer, call me back." And so I was like, "Okay, I'll call you back." And I watched the trailer, and I was like, "Okay, all right."
Yeah, and
And I talked to him, and he's like, "Dude, I'm thinking about calling in. I don't think I can fucking do this."
Yeah, fuck this shit.
Yeah. So, and then it was really funny because at the end of that movie, especially, Kendall's like, and it's like, "Kendall, are you all right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good. Yeah."
I'm good.
He just has nothing to say, like basically the whole thing. And they're talking about it, and Kendall's like, "Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's like midnight.
Yeah.
I'm fucked."
Yeah.
Well, then another reason another reason why we don't like just like constantly just hit him is because we want him to. We were just talking about this. Was besides Autopsy, Jane Doe. Obviously, you didn't like that one because it scared you. Has there been any of the
No, I
movies?
liked that.
No,
one.
he
You
liked-
liked that movie, but it scared the shit out of you.
Yes.
Has there been any movie that you've watched so far that you haven't liked? And don't lie because I know the answer to this question.
Oh, Phantasm.
Yeah, you didn't like Phantasm.
No, I said in the episode it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, you
Fucking
didn't.
weird.
You didn't
But I didn't say I didn't like
But it wasn't scary.
I-
Like it didn't scare you.
No, I didn't like that.
No, don't be afraid to let your to let your heart do the talking. Like if you don't like a movie, say it. Don't tell us that you don't like the movie or
Most
whatever.
likely somebody
hurt my
listening
feelings.
agrees with you. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
they're like, "Yeah, Phantasm shit."
I
I haven't seen it.
Is Phantasm in my?
I don't
top-
understand why they made 6 of them.
What the fuck? They made 6 of them?
Yeah, they sure did.
I was like, what the fuck did they do?
Well, somebody fucking liked it, Kendall.
Yeah. So,
So Kendall has now lost all his credibility.
That's KH Horror Podcast.
gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Kendall does not endorse Phantasm or the rest of the 6 of them.
Well, now that's not fair. He has not seen 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So
Yeah.
just
Are
saying.
you are you
No.
chomping at the bit to do that?
No, I won't watch them.
Well, the movies after the first one have a completely different tone. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
may actually appreciate a second or
They're
third.
more
movie.
like straightforward, like horror movies.
yeah.
Like,
It's less artsy and more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna God, the kills in 3 are just amazing.
They're insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
So
So, did you talk about Requiem for a Dream on here? Like
Yeah.
when you
I
were on?
think
Yeah,
I
because you
have.
were like, "God, that fucked me up for several days." Well, we've had that conversation, but I don't know if you said it on here. But like, that's one. Like, if we were talking horror movies or just movies in general, like for a movie that fucked me up entirely for days afterward, and I don't really even know why. It was just like,
it's a dark
That
movie.
movie's-
No,
yeah,
It's
Fucking
considered.
depressing.
It's
Yeah,
considered horror.
It is.
We
I
looked that up.
looked it
Oh,
up.
it-
I was like, wow, it's actually considered a horror movie.
okay, that fucked me up.
And
That was
and
too
It's
much.
because that is someone's real story.
Yeah.
Like that movie. It's not like, oh, that really
That
could
never
happen.
fucking happened. Yeah.
No, that movie.
happened.
that
that's
happens
so-
to people
that-
all the fucking time.
That
Yeah.
really is someone's story. Like there's people out there that's really happened to.
I can name
Yes.
4 people that I know,
Yeah.
like at work, that
Yeah,
they
like-
would say that story is probably
Like
pretty close to
one
their
dude's
life.
drug addiction destroyed 3 other people's lives.
Yes.
And
Yep,
that was
100%.
that was the message. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what they
Yeah.
and they fucking killed it.
Yeah, they know.
They
Well,
destroyed.
that's like-
if you haven't seen that movie, go watch it. I'm sorry, you're gonna
that
be fucked up for a week.
fucked me up because I was
Well-
just like, that was real as fuck.
Well, no,
Like
that's an interesting thing about Darren Aronofsky is I almost would consider Darren Aronofsky to be a horror director, even though his movies are not strictly saying just a horror movie. But I think what the movie, but they're horrifying. If you
Yeah.
watch like that movie, Black Swan, The Wrestler, they're
Oh,
fucking
he did the wrestler. That's
Yeah.
that's
They're
a
all
fucked
very
up
they're
movie.
all very real, very visceral type
Yes,
movies.
the
Yeah,
wrestler
so,
was crazy.
yeah, that movie's
Nuts.
so fucking good.
And I mean, he works in a deli, and I could relate with that. when he goes through all that, I was like, dude, this is fucking real.
So this movie stars Dwayne Jones as Ben.
I thought you were gonna say Dwayne Johnson. I was like, say what?
You're
Spelled
welcome.
completely different. Judith O'Dea as Barbara. Carl Hardman as Harry Cooper. And Marilyn Eastman as Helen Cooper. Russ Striner, who was one of the co-writers of the movie, actually plays the brother Johnny. He's not in the movie for very long. We'll point him out.
Spoiler alert.
he's not in the movie for very long because they knew he was an actor, and also he got to work for free, which this movie needed because it only had a budget of about $114,000, which in today's money is just shy of $1 million. It made $30 million in 1968 money, which is the equivalent of just shy of $300 million. This movie was a absolute box office smash.
Holy shit!
Romero got very little
So
of that.
back then, it made how much?
$114,000. It made $30 million.
In
In 1960.
1968 money. That is equivalent of spending just under $1 million today on a movie and it making
300.
$300 million.
You said
until
300.
until Halloween, it was the most successful independent movie that
Right.
was ever made.
Because this was a completely kind of guerrilla underground. It was their production company. It was called Latent Image. Those three guys made this production company. They filmed it in really it was two locations, both of them in Emmons City, Pennsylvania, which is a suburb that's like near Pittsburgh.
Yeah, because that's where they're all from, like around Pittsburgh.
Well, George Romero is actually from Brooklyn.
Yeah, but that's pretty.
Or sorry, not Brooklyn, the Bronx.
Yeah, but for most of his life, that's where he kinda like.
He traveled back and forth. He actually had dual citizenship because he was a Canadian as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, this movie was very, very guerrilla. It made, but like I said, George Romero saw very little of that money because somewhere along the lines when they were filing the copyright, they didn't fill out all the paperwork. So he actually lost rights to it. People started seeing how much money it made, and so they started ripping it off because it didn't have a copyright. Which is one of the reasons why they made the 1990 so they could finally copyright it and make all that back, that money back.
That movie was public domain for years. Like you could watch
22 years.
You could watch a movie anywhere. Night of the Living Dead's playing on it. Judith O'Dea used to say to her mom, like next time you go to a movie, I'm probably going to be on the screen because she is every time.
Mm-hmm.
So
No shit.
They just played it all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was free.
Like in other people's movies.
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how much shit is wound up? Like anybody can just do anything
Yeah.
unless you like sign some shit and like
yeah,
do
it was
this
just like
and that.
it was like a filing mistake.
It was
Yeah.
a complete filing
Yeah.
mistake. It was one of those big oopsies.
Yeah.
Not a movie oopsie. This was a business oopsie.
But
Business oopsie.
But they finally were able to get the copyright back to the Romero estate.
Yeah, the Romero estate.
Yeah, and so they finally have it now, and so now we're getting like these new remastered versions of them that we weren't getting back then because everybody was just mass producing it. They weren't remastering it. There was nobody that was just specifically taking time to be like, we're gonna do things to this movie to make it look, more like you can watch it on one of your TVs and it doesn't look like shit now.
Yeah. The movie was originally kind of panned, just like most horror movies. It was kind of panned by critics. They thought that it was too gory. It was just not good. Apparently, the people around the world just didn't see it that way. They thought it was a masterpiece. And there was a lot of talk about, like, especially after the fact, because this is filmed in 1968. This is the height of tension with the civil rights movement. There was a lot of people that said that this movie spoke to it. George A. Romero has denied that was why he cast Ben Jones or Dwayne Jones as Ben, because he said
But spoiler alert: the main character in this movie is a black man
in 1968, and he goes into the situation, and you can see him bossing around white people, and at a couple points in time, slapping a white girl.
The height of the civil rights movement.
Everybody goes, well, I'll pay $300 million to see that.
Just before this movie came out, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated.
Yeah.
Because George A. Romero tells the story
That's
about
ballsy.
after they finish filming, he has all the canisters in the trunk of his car. He's driving back to New York so he can finally do the edit. And as he's driving down the road, he's listening to the radio. And on the radio, the news is reporting that Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee today.
And he's got that
He's
movie
got
in the back.
He's got this movie completely
He's like-
filmed. It's in the trunk of his car. So whether or not he planned on Ben being, this great civil rights icon or whatever, that's what it became.
He said
Yeah.
that he cast Dwayne Jones to play Ben because Dwayne Jones gave the best audition.
Right.
Well, that's
I
that's
believe
1,000.
that.
Fair. It's
I-
on merit.
Yeah,
I believe that.
It's all merit.
However, after the fact, he could.
It turned into what
It turned into what it turned into.
Yeah.
And a lot of and I'm not going to get into the spoilers because you guys haven't seen. Have you seen the movie?
Never seen.
Never seen the movie. You've never seen the movie. So I'm not going to get into the spoilers of the end.
Obviously, I'm a bitch.
I mean, this is a this is a 1968 black and white movie, so it's
I'm
not
a
going to be that
bitch.
bad. But I
I
mean, it had some creepy elements to it.
Yeah.
But
And it's only in black and white. It's because they couldn't afford
correct, yeah.
color.
They $114,000. That only buys black and white film. It's
People are
much
always
cheaper.
like, "Oh, this movie's like really old." I'm like, "No, there was color back then. It's just cheaper to film on black and
yeah,
white."
yeah, it's way
So
cheaper.
Kendall, how do you feel right now? Like, this is what I think's interesting. Like, this part of the show, you're like sitting there and you're like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Like, do you go through that, or is it by now you're like,
No,
well,
it's-
I'm just like,
It's fine. When we turn the headphones off and shit and we're going up the stairs, I'm like, that's when I'm like, ah, fuck.
Can we just say we watched it?
But I haven't.
Yeah, do you know how many times he's actually asked that? Fellas, can we just say we watched
I'll
it?
just clip notes this bit.
No, we are 100% truthful with our
Let's chat
fans.
GPT this.
You're like,
bitch.
hey, I'll just do the fun facts and leave for a while.
Speaking of which, we have a brand new fan in drumroll Germany.
Oh,
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag to our new German friend.
I'm not even going to try to say it
Yeah.
because I'd butcher it. They'd be like,
Ich
not
bin
watching that.
ein Berliner.
Let's give him some Schadenfreude. You know what Schadenfreude is?
No.
It's a word in German that takes pleasure in other people's misfortunes.
Yes, that's
They have a word for that.
yeah, it's great. They have a
Kind
word
of like
for-
what you assholes do to me.
yeah. This is our Schadenfreude.
Yeah,
This is our Schadenfreude.
Taking pleasure in pain. Isn't
Yeah.
that the whole?
And
What-
you German motherfucker, you're laughing at that shit right
That's-
now. If you're
I
listening.
just love the fact that there's an entire culture that made a word just for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
we're gonna put that on a plaque and put it right above the stairs
This happens
as you're
so-
seeing it, just so that you know that that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
What was the word again? Say it again.
Schadenfreude.
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 I'm gonna
It's taking-
tap it every time we
take
go
a
by.
pleasure.
Yeah, just like a football team tapping the.
Yeah.
It pleasures me greatly
Happened
for
to
your
think.
pain.
Oh man,
Do we have some factoids?
Oh yeah. We
Can
do.
I just say, the first time you ever unveiled fun facts, I laughed my fucking ass off because Evan was like, "Hey, we're doing the thing, right?" And like, you guys got off on something else for a little bit, and then he goes, "Hey, Kendall, are you gonna do your little thing?"
are you gonna do your little thing?
Yeah, he goes, "Time for you, little guy.
Yeah.
It's your little thing."
And it was
I
left
had
in.
I had to
It
turn
was
it
left
off.
in.
Yeah, I had to turn it off and be like, "You just called it his little fucking."
I didn't mean it to sound like condescending.
It was. It totally did though. Like it was so bad that I had to be like,
Oh, I did.
pause.
I feel really bad because I
No,
did
don't feel
not
bad.
fucking mean that.
I
No.
liked it. It was. It
adds
hit
to
me
it.
that
It
way.
adds to it.
It hit me that way because like I'm searching for that the whole
This
podcast.
is hard
you know?
hitting journalism.
For real though.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody, get ready for Kendall's fun.
And here we go. Here is
yeah.
Kendall's Fun Facts, my favorite part of the podcast.
It's so early.
What is it?
So,
What's that word again, Evan? Say the word.
Schadenfreude.
Okay, go ahead.
oh, this is your shot.
No, I'm good.
So, did you fellas know? You've seen this before. Did you know that the zombies ate roast ham covered in chocolate?
Yes.
That is,
All of the blood in this is chocolate.
Yeah, because
yeah, that was another one. Of
because
mine.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's cool. It's this is
'cause-
Kendall's fun fact.
It's because dark chocolate looks more like blood on black,
black and
and white,
white.
than it does than
It's,
red
it's,
does.
it's the same thing they use.
We
for
were
blood
on-
in Psycho.
We were unclear though. What are
Yeah.
you supposed to call him besides the Z word?
Oh.
dead.
Yeah.
Undead.
Undead, or
Undead.
the dead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, zombies.
Or,
Yeah,
just don't use a hard D. Don't,
You just did.
just don't use.
Oh, I'm sorry, undead.
You're like,
You stupid fuck.
sorry, zombies.
That only works if we had a camera.
The living challenge.
Kendall has a person
If
that
you
lives
ever-
inside of him that points at himself and goes, "You stupid fuck."
If you ever hear him say something and then us bust out laughing, it's because he's going.
Yeah, he's doing the thing like nobody likes you, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
The film's working titles included, and you mentioned one, Flesh Eaters. Oh, Night of the Flesh Eaters.
Mhm.
But another one that could have been was Monster Flick and Night of Anubis.
Anubis.
Sorry, I can't read either.
That's the Egyptian god of the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I can't wait till we do text change. So I'm asking you to learn what the working title for that movie is. It's really funny.
they originally, the people who made this movie,
Mhm.
originally wanted to make an alien comedy.
Yeah.
This movie was supposed to be some sort of alien
Uh-huh.
comedy. I thought that
They
was
will,
pretty
and they
funny.
will make fun of that in the movie, just a little bit, because I'll point it out in the movie when they say it.
Something I am going to look for when I watch this movie. 3 different cast members, because there's fire in this movie apparently, set themselves on fire.
Like, for
during the
real?
making.
For real.
Like for realsies.
For real.
They're on the camera on fire.
I don't know. It didn't specify whether it was in the movie or if like they were like, oh, cut, that motherfucker's on fire.
So
and this is
yeah.
gonna take a while.
Yeah.
So
Put him out. We got another one.
funny story. The guy who, one of the guys who accidentally got set on fire, he was actually saved by one of the zombie extras, because the dude, like, he caught himself on fire. He started moving, and the zombie extra just like dumped on him and sort of putting him out.
They were all really good at it by the end.
Yeah, they were fine. Yeah.
Everybody was like a firefighter.
Yeah, they were all fire marshals. At
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
They're just wear an extra hoodie, you'll be fine.
Half the cast went on to like work at the fire.
Yeah, they all like end up being like fucking De Niro from Backdraft.
And my favorite fun fact from this research, there is actually a prequel to this movie called Origins, made by Romero's
Mhm.
son,
Mhm.
but it's never been made.
That was the plan. Is once they got the rights back, Romero started
Womp
making
womp.
zombie movies again. He made Land of the Dead in 2005, Survival of the Dead, Diary of the Dead. Actually, that was out of order. It's Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, which is a first-person like found footage, the beginnings of the zombie apocalypse, and then Survival of the Dead. And then he passed away, and his son got, he was basically, I'm going to continue Dad's vision, and he was gonna make Origins, but now they're looking at making something else.
So the movie was never. It's a written.
Yeah, it's made. It's a thing.
There's a script
yeah,
and everything. It just hadn't been made.
Yeah.
but
Oh,
Womp Womp hadn't been made.
Yeah. Anyone want to?
Yeah. We're talking to you.
Yeah.
I volunteer as tribute. I'll do
Oh,
it.
my
Yeah.
last
Put
my
your
last
shit
fun
on.
fact was zombie was never mentioned in this movie.
Yeah, all the good ones.
But
None of the good
we've-
ones mention
We've
zombie.
beat that dead horse,
Yeah.
so I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah, I feel filthy.
So there's 2 things I found for the scary level of this movie,
Mm-hmm.
and they're right just next to each other. One says a highly scary film, and the other says classic, but not very scary. But the one that says highly scary film, I'm just going to read this because it's fucking insane. It is considered a highly scary film even by today's standards due to its realistic portrayal of violence, unsettling atmosphere, and the sense of hopelessness doom it creates, making it a landmark in horror cinema that can be very disturbing for many viewers, even though the gore may not seem
So how
as
does that-
extreme compared to modern horror films,
That is a fact. Yeah.
its impact is still significant.
Mhm.
How does reading that make you feel? Like,
That's-
does that fuck you up?
Well, this just shows me that the internet fucks me, right? so like sometimes I can read some shit and I'm like, okay, now the movie in my head is way fucking worse than what I'm about to watch.
Yeah.
But then I'll read on it. It says it's a classic, but it's not very scary.
This movie.
So who do I trust?
This movie sets the template for like almost every zombie movie.
Yeah.
ever made.
Fuck!
Just because obviously it creates zombies that we know today, but it also has we're stuck in a place trying to survive.
There's the zombie horde
They're
outside.
coming and we have to just stay here.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna kill us.
It's just ham covered in chocolate. It's just ham covered in chocolate.
Some of it.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Grant.
I wish everybody could have seen his face just now. He's like,
Some of it's chicken.
Yeah. Some of it might be chicken or maple turkey.
Or
Purdue.
It's that bitch at the deli.
Oh, it's another interesting fact about this is that so Tom Savini is a special effects guy. He's good friends with all three of the writers. He was supposed to do the special effects for this movie. He enlisted in the Army at the start of the Vietnam War, so he wasn't available to do it. But he was available in '78 when George A. Romero made Dawn of the Dead and then Day of the Dead. So, you know, that's also one of the reasons why when they were looking to remake the movie in 1990, that was the first person he thought of. He's like, George A. Romero
was like, let Savini do it because he wasn't able
here
to,
for the first.
He wasn't here for the original.
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah. And Tom Savini says that was like his worst nightmare.
Yeah, he was like, I don't want to fucking direct a movie.
No, he was fine directing the movie as long as George was on set. As soon as George left the set, all the producers came up and were like, we want you to do this. We want you to do this. And he's like, fuck off. I have a vision.
Well, I mean, it's a big thing, like, remaking this classic movie with the dude like right there. I mean, he's like your buddy, but still, he's like right there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're better than me.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're better than me.
That would be a little nerve wracking.
All right, so
Are we ready to go watch
here we
the
go.
movie? You ready to go watch the movie?
Ready as I'll ever be, baby.
Are you ready to watch the movie?
Yeah, let's do
All
it.
right, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go watch Kendall watch this movie. That's,
That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah.
Because we haven't actually watched a scary movie together, and I don't know. It's probably been since The Ring.
Okay.
Since the one that fucked us up, baby.
Fuck that some bitch.
Oh, fuck that. Okay, hold on. We got to tell one story.
Okay.
So Kendall hates horror, right?
Yep.
But Kendall fucked me up. So
Yeah.
we watched The Ring, and I was fucked. It was over. I was like, I can't do this. This is terrible. And it was me. I was like,
Well, let me lay this out a little bit. In that time, we shared a room and we had bunk beds.
yeah. And we had a Spider-Man telephone
How
right
cute
over
is
there.
that? How
So-
cute is that?
Yeah. So he'd peek down there at me, and I'd look up.
And we got a TV in our room.
were you guys like 14?
No, we were like 12.
With
I
your
think
Spider-Man
11 or
phone?
12. So we watched that movie, and I was just kind of laying there. And he knew I was just kind of laying there, like fucked up in a cold sweat. And so
I waited for like hours.
Yeah. And so I thought he went to sleep because not to fuck anybody up. But see, this is reversed. It used to be me all fucked up and not Kendall. Now it's Kendall. I'm like, I'm cool. I'll watch a scary movie. It's fine. But anyway, I was just laying there fucked up. And Kendall waits for like 4 hours and then calls on the landline phone, our landline phone that's in our room. And then he plugs the TV in and it just goes, shh. And I'm like, this ain't fucking happening. This is not. And you know that you wait for the beat to drop, like you wait 4 or 5 seconds and you're like, okay. Is she gonna come out the TV now? Like, so I get up and I'm just like, I'm in fight mode, like it's fight or flight, and I'm fighting. And so I just go and I unplug the TV and I'm like, oh my God, that was fucking crazy. And I just go into bed because I expected this,
Wait.
like, but yeah, Kendall fucked me on The Ring.
Yeah,
So it
that's
was
good.
really
That's
till I met
fucking
Courtney, I didn't
fantastic.
watch scary movies at all. And then
I was scared. Oh, I was just like you, but I thought it'd be funny to do.
He's
that.
like, I'll
Yeah.
release
Yeah.
through his pain.
Yeah.
What was that word, Evan?
Schadenfreude.
And that helped me sleep that night. Thank you, Germans.
So you can watch along with the movie with us. Take pause the podcast and wait until after the wait. We have a little musical interlude that we and you can join us back and we'll discuss it. It's full of spoilers.
Yeah.
The night is dark and full of spoilers.
Yeah.
You can check out this movie. It's on like what
A whole
Peacock,
bunch of
fucking
things.
everything.
Yeah.
Like whatever you could think of, whatever your heart desires, you
Yeah.
can watch it on.
Or you can watch other movies and see it.
That's true. You can watch pretty much any other movie and watch and see this movie. Yeah. So
Come back and join us.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
Here we go.
And we're back. Kendall has now watched Night of the Living Dead for the very first time.
He's
Kendall,
fucked up.
actually, Kenton also first time you've ever seen it too.
Yeah,
So what do you
that's
guys
for-
think?
I did not find it scary.
Yeah.
It's an old movie.
Yeah.
It is a classic,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to understand that going in. But if you're into if you're like Grant and you like zombie movies, and this is the movie
very
that
offensive.
started. I'm sorry, the undead movies. Sorry to all you zombies.
You can call them zombie movies. I'm
out
just saying
there.
they don't refer to zombies in the movies.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, we're
Technically, if you look at the synopsis of the movie, they call them ghouls.
They call them ghouls. Yeah.
we got through it. We saw a lot of ham being eaten
ham and chocolate.
and chocolate.
And some zombie ham too, because there
Zombie
was a
ham.
naked woman zombie.
Yeah,
yeah.
naked woman zombie.
And she was packing 2 hams.
Yeah.
Even if I was acting as a zombie, I'm like, man, don't put chocolate on my ham. Just give me some ham. Like, I don't need none of that chocolate shit on there.
I just want to gnaw on that bone.
Can I just gnaw on that bone?
Yeah, the girl that was eating the like it was on the bone, and
Yeah.
Kenton was like, she had like a whole bucket of KFC chicken covered in chocolate
And
sauce.
it really looked like she was going at it.
It looked like barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
It's like she literally had and they say that in the movie. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, they had a barbecue out here.
Yeah.
No, not like you're thinking.
Yeah.
This was human barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It
they're
was-
dead. They're all messed up.
Yeah.
And it was hog wild for them fucking ghouls.
Don't be late. It closed at 8.
Yeah.
All of my Wichita people will understand that reference.
They're like, well, it didn't have to be cooked, but I mean, here it is.
I mean, I would have eaten it. I would have eaten it rare, but since
Yeah.
they made it,
pulling pieces off of it.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't scary. It's a little bit gory,
Mm-hmm.
but and that really doesn't bother me.
Okay.
So I would say this is a okay
Okay.
movie. I mean, for its time, it was impactful,
Yeah,
especially with the Martin Luther King
Mhm.
being and all
So
that. I
you
get
definitely
it.
saw the like,
impact of it. I understand.
Yeah.
I mean it was just kind of a coincidental situation where it all just happened that way.
yeah. History
And-
happened. It just so happened to happen at the.
And
exact
I
right time.
think if that wouldn't have happened, this movie may not have been
As
as
impactful.
impactful as it was.
Maybe.
I
Yeah,
mean,
maybe.
but if I mean, really, if you look at it, would a lot of people went and seen it had that not happened? Who knows?
I don't know. I watched that movie and I see a young filmmaker who was just a fucking natural.
Yeah.
Like, good God, he's so fucking good.
Yep.
He's 28 years old.
Yeah, he's
when
20.
when this movie comes out.
Mhm.
I mean, like, it's just wild. I was like, God, this dude. Yeah, well, I mean, he got his career like he was making short films.
He was
and
making
stuff.
commercials too
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh.
Mm. And you could tell, like he's a fucking experimenting with different things in this movie. I think it's fucking cool.
We were talking about it at the very beginning of the movie. We were talking about like the camera angles and stuff like that. How he just kind of understood. He shot a lot of the frames slightly, off center and cocked to the side because that gives people a sense of uneasiness. Back in not as much now, but back in '68, if you're sitting in a theater and you're watching it and everything's just kind of off to the side a little bit, it's supposed to make you feel a little bit more
right, because he didn't have, like we were talking about, he didn't have special effects that we have today,
right?
To go on, so you had
There's
to
no
go
CGI.
On, you had to go on pure talent,
Yeah,
and that's respectable.
Yeah,
It was really cool throughout the whole movie that you could tell they were just moving one camera from here to here
Yep.
to here to there. Okay,
Yep.
Cut here, and then we'll pick back up here.
Extra camera costs extra money, man.
Yeah. Nowadays they have like 18 cameras all the way around the room
with a
from
steady
different angles.
cam operator.
And so if you look at it that way, it's definitely like that was.
There's a guy doing Steadicam. There's a guy.
There's
doing
a lot of work.
handheld,
Yeah.
like all kinds of shit. There's dolly work and stuff like that. This is just a dude. Probably it might be Steadicam, or they may be using a dolly for it. But they're just moving it from frame to frame to frame.
Yeah.
to frame.
Yeah.
Do you want to just get into the movie? You talk about the scenes and stuff.
Yeah. Fuck it.
All right. So unlike some of the other horror movies that we've watched, not gonna say a whole lot about the title card because it's a title card. It just says Night of the Living Dead. We're opening on I'm assuming that this is supposed to be spring because they, talking about daylight savings time, because even back then they had to bitch about daylight savings time just like we do now, right?
Yeah, do away with that shit.
We just, it was.
Yeah, she was like, it's 8 o'clock and the sun's still up.
Yeah. I feel your pain, Barbara, but I mean, we do this every year.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
Why are you bitching about that?
Yeah, let's keep it.
I don't like it when it
time.
gets dark at 5:30.
I'm a child of the night. I love it when it gets dark at 5:30 at night.
Oh, well,
so much better.
All right.
Yeah. So we're driving this sweet Pontiac down the road. Not a whole lot of banter until they actually get stopped, but you made a comment like, it looks like my grandma's car, only the ass isn't all the way to the ground.
Ain't dragging the ass of it.
Ain't full of shit in the trunk.
Yeah. So we meet. This is where we first meet one of our two main characters. This is Barbara, played by the wonderful Judith O'Dea, and then Johnny, who is played by Russ Striner.
Russ Striner. His name in the credits is Russell A. Striner.
Yeah,
but everybody,
it's Russ Striner.
It's Russ Striner. Yeah.
And they're driving up to, and they don't actually stay it, and in the remake they change it to mother, but they're coming to visit their father's grave. They don't really say how long it's been since he died. In the remake they say mom had died within the last year or something like that. So they're coming out to, I guess, once a year put a new wreath or cross on dad's grave, and they're having the normal like sibling banter. Johnny makes an offhand comment about like, I wonder what happened to the one that we put up here last year. I wonder if they're just picking them up, reselling them. That's fucking dark.
What a cheap fucking.
And he's talking about I wonder how many times we bought the same one.
Well, probably
little spit on it.
Yeah, put a little spit on it and put it back on the shelf.
He does. He talks about spitting on it. He's like, just clean it up a little bit.
Listen, if you guys keep talking about spitting on it, we're gonna have to pause this podcast for at least a good 30 seconds.
Hey, they did say they were beating off the zombies.
Yeah,
beat them off and beat them off.
Yeah, I know what you're
shoot
talking
them down.
Yeah.
So Johnny's being kind of, just the standard issue, like asshole older brother, where he's like trying to, make her uncomfortable, accuse her of being scared, and they see someone walking down the path, and he says the line that Kendall pointed out. What did he say?
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbara's just kind of thinking that, you're just kind of being a jerk, as you do, and he starts to walk off like he's going to go get the car or start the car or whatever. I found it funny that they were driving 3 hours to go put a wreath on the thing. They're there for 3 minutes, and then they're ready. He's ready to fuck off. Like, cool, man. The 3 hours drive here, 3 hour drive back. Put the thing on. We're done. Good. as Johnny's walking away, this guy comes up and starts to physically assault Barbara. This is one of Grant's fun zombie facts. That zombie, I can't remember what his name is. His name is William, and the last name begins with an H. Can't remember what his name is. He's probably one of the most famous zombie actors of all time. He was the first zombie that you see in Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
And he was also the cover zombie for another movie that came out about 1984 called Flesh Eater. He's on the cover of the movie. He's one of the most famous zombie actors of all time. Like, he never has speaking parts, always plays something that's ready to, rip your face off and eat it whole. So
That's bad as hell.
Yeah.
yeah, that's just what that guy did. And how old do you think that guy was when they made Night of the Living Dead? Just take a guess. The guy that played the zombie.
Probably 40.
He was barely 23.
Stop.
No, that guy, yeah. He just always looked like that. Like, that's just, he always looked 40 up until the day he died at like 80.
Well, it was like the 60s. I mean,
Yeah. Everybody seemed older.
Everybody
in the
grew
60s.
up faster then.
Yeah. They looked older then.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 10. I got to support a family now. I got me a credit score.
He's already got a crippling alcohol. He's already a crippling alcoholic and has bills at home.
Dad died of the black lung. I
Yeah.
got to raise my whole family.
He's got a calloused hand from his steel lunchbox.
William Hisman is Hinsman. Anyways, Johnny sees he sees this guy coming at Barbara. Barbara just kind of tries to pass the guy, nonchalantly, and the guy just lunges at her, and she starts freaking out because, as they say later on in the movie, women are just hysterical and they just don't know how, they can't do anything. Remember, they can't walk to town. I mean, they got a kid and 2 women.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did kind of give it negative derogatory. Where
Yes, they
they're
did.
Like, oh, well, we got 2 women with
Yeah.
us and some kids.
Yeah,
we're fucked now.
Yeah. Whoa, oh God, what are we gonna do now? So this thing is attacking attacking Barbara, and Johnny comes in to save the day. He ends up getting fucked up.
He gets his ass whooped.
He gets his ass whooped by the dead thing because the thing trips him and they fall, and Johnny hits his head on the tombstone and dies.
And he just leaves him there, leaves
Yeah,
him
she
alone.
just fucks off.
He's like, I just made this perfectly good meal.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, nah.
Well, he saw Johnny, and then he saw Barbara, and he was like, I want that.
I think that'd be a little more tender.
Yeah. So she runs off, trying to get away from the thing, and the ghoul. I'm not gonna say the Z word.
Yeah.
The ghoul chases after her. She does the standard. This is a trope that goes forever in horror movies. The damsel in distress tripping and falling, losing her shoes somehow. The thing's still chasing after her. She finally makes it back to the car. She gets in. Oh, God damn it. Johnny's got the keys.
That was
Well, he's the man. He has to drive.
Yeah. He's the only one. That
I
had
mean,
the keys,
obviously.
yeah. I mean, she's just a woman.
He had
right?
the driving gloves.
Yeah.
She didn't have any.
She might as well be a fucking kid.
She might as.
I mean, just be like Jonathan Hyde in The Mummy. It's just like, she's a woman. What does a woman know?
Yeah. So Barbara rolls up the windows and locks the doors, and there's some really great shots. Like the shot of like the camera from the floorboard looking up at Barbara and the zombie behind her, and then she gets the brilliant idea to undo the parking brake, and in just a short amount of time Barbara's driving, she manages to fucking crash the car, as if to prove the point that Johnny is the only one who drives that fucking car.
The woman wrecked the car without it even running.
That's right. Yeah, like she didn't even have the keys and she managed to wreck that motherfucker.
I like how it barked up against a tree, like in the movie, in the shot. He was like, "Okay, action." And the car's just fucked up all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like it was obviously fucked up before it even passed the tree.
Yeah.
It's just all fucked.
This movie's very dated. It's very dated. So Barbara gets out of the car and she runs and she finds a farmhouse. This is a very this farmhouse still exists today. It is owned privately, but they do open their house for people who are enthusiasts about this movie to come and tour it.
Because they actually rented this farmhouse
Mhm.
just to wreck it.
Yeah.
So they rented that house just to fuck it up?
Yep.
And they were cool with that? They were
Mhm.
like...
Well, I mean,
Well, they fix it afterwards.
they fixed it
Oh,
afterwards.
okay.
Yeah.
That's just that whenever you go to a location and you know you're going to do some damage, basically you sign a piece of paper saying that you go get an estimate afterwards and we'll fix it.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
we'll put it back
That
the
was
way
part
it
of the $114,000.
That was the
budget.
main location that they used for the movie because all the other stuff they just filmed
Right.
in different places.
sporadically
They
everywhere.
didn't get permission to film in like the fucking cemetery and shit
No.
like that. You know, they just filmed there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but that one they needed to have this. They were like, okay, we need this house. How do we get this house? And you can tell, like they furnished it a little bit, but it's like
Right.
it's not really in the best
No,
shape. You
no.
know, it's a pretty shitty place.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ain't gonna have to pay a lot to fix it.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a goddamn just a radio in there. You know.
Well, they found a TV.
They did find a TV.
Yeah, later. So Barbara comes across this farmhouse. She goes in. She's trying to find someone. She was looking around. She goes upstairs, and this is when we get the really awesome. This one kind of so good for such a small amount of.
It's such a great like edit to a push in.
Yep.
To the corpse. It's so fucking cool,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. The corpse is laying on the landing at the top of the stairs with the ping pong balls for eyes.
That was the craziest part for me because it was like cut to this mostly decomposed body, and it was like
eaten.
eaten.
It was eaten.
Yeah.
And it just looked like a dead cat.
Yeah, it's a really impactful scene because because up until that point it just looks like, you know, the one ghoul that they've encountered in the graveyard just looks like a regular guy. There's like no damage done to him or whatever. Probably just died of a heart attack or something like that morning. But this is like the first bit of gore that shows up in the movie, you know, with the chocolate sauce.
Yeah, the nice little drip from
the nice little drip from the It
like
looks like
a unbelievably loud drip.
Yeah.
Never even heard a drip that loud in my life, and we've had a leaky faucet in one of our houses. Yeah. So Barbara's in this house. She sees this thing. She freaks out. This is where Barbara becomes like, I think, one of the most worthless characters in this movie. She gets so catatonic like throughout this movie. Like there are other women in this movie that are so much stronger than she is. She's trying to get on the phone or whatever. She sees the phone. It's making that weird noise. It's not it's.
I don't know what the fuck that
I don't know if that's the way the phone sounded when it didn't have service in the 60s or something like that, but it's just like this really weird noise.
Yeah, it's like a weird, like almost like a, I don't know. It's just
Like
strange.
a dial tone.
It was a bit dial tone-ish, but it had like this real, I don't know. Anybody
It was like you know, America Online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody who was alive in 68 and knows what that sounds like, email us at khhorrorpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us if that was accurate or not.
And is it I feel stupid for asking, but was it common for the circular phone to just go one number in that
She was
context
dialing
of
zero.
that context of the police or
the
the operator?
She
operator.
contacts the operator.
Okay.
That was probably before 911 existed, so you called the operator to connect.
Yeah,
you to
because
the police.
911, contrary, but
You just leave the phone alone. You just get the fuck out of
yeah,
there.
when did 911 become like a thing?
God damn it! I'm gonna fucking Google it. Not February 16th, 1968.
Oh,
But people probably didn't. Information didn't disseminate as easily as it does now, so people probably didn't know
They were
Yeah.
stuck in their ways.
that they were stuck in their ways, so they would just call the operator. Or this was a small town outside of Pittsburgh. They're bumpkins. They probably don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
because I mean, back when you had the crank phones, you called
yeah,
the
you would
operator or central.
you'd ring the operator, and
The operator's like, "Look, bro, you got to call 911 from now on."
I don't have numbers on my thing.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
like,
Write this down.
By the way, I love how you
911.
called it the circle phone, and it's called a rotary phone.
The rotary
The
phone.
rotary
The circle
phone.
phone.
Aha! You're getting that shit now.
Fuck you.
That was so bad I didn't even pick up on it till now. I was like, "Oh wait, you said rotary."
Yeah, it's
oh,
rotary
like
phone,
that.
yeah.
The,
Okay.
the circular.
The
the
was
circular phone.
the
yeah.
phone that it's a circle.
Yeah. Hey, no one can argue that wasn't the shape of the phone.
That is true. Yeah.
It's a circle.
You dial it like a circle.
So, anyways, while she's trying to do this, the other owner of the house, I'm assuming it's the husband, is because they did mention the fact that there was a woman, that the body on the landing was a woman. The husband comes out of whatever room he was in, and you can tell he's dead because he's doing the ooh with the hands and everything, with the fingers. And Barbara turns to see him coming, and she flips out again because panicky woman, and runs out the front door. She ran into the house. She's been in it for 2 minutes, and by the time she runs back out, it's dark. But whatever, because it makes for a very cool shot.
Yeah, the zombie came out, and he was like, "Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do and just flip out."
So Barbara comes out to the porch, and we see 2 headlights, and it's just darkness outside.
I thought it was 1 headlight.
Fuck.
It's like a wallflowers.
We're making wallflowers references. No, I got it. That's why I went, fuck. So we get the 2 headlights, and out of the darkness, Ben appears, who's our main hero, played by the excellent Dwayne Jones. He immediately takes control of the situation, grabs Barbara by the shoulders, and pushes her back in the house, slams the door, and just starts interrogating this clearly catatonic and panicky woman.
I liked how he was all up in her face the whole time. Like he was just like kind of uncomfortably close to her. He's like, "Now listen, listen. I know you're scared.
Yeah.
Me too."
Yeah,
And it's like, dude,
Yeah.
you're not selling it. That
Yeah,
you're
it's
very
like
scared,
he was
bro.
like,
Yeah.
he tells her, "It's like, well, I want to push you around. Well, I will. I
God
will."
damn it. I can't hear that in my ear holes. I got to take those out.
I want to take you for granted.
Yeah. But I will.
No, it's
I will.
granted.
Granted.
Where were we? Oh yeah, Ben's pushing Barbara around. He pushes her into the house. It's this clearly catatonic. He starts trying to interrogate her, trying to figure out, do you live here? Do you have a car? All this other shit. He starts saying, there's only a couple of them out there. I've handled more than that. I can handle those 2. And he goes out and he fucking handles those 2. He like tackles them and fucking beats one to death with a crowbar and then stabs the other one in the head. Like Ben figured it out pretty early that you had to take him out by hitting him in the head. And then later on in the movie, when he has a finite amount of bullets, he suddenly decides to start shooting him in the chest. For reasons.
Yeah.
Like he just wants
Didn't try the head first.
No, he just wants to toy with him. Maybe he thought that, if you're hand to hand, you have to hit him in the head. But with bullets are an instant kill. You can just shoot him in anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So somewhere along the line, he forgets that you have to take him out by hitting him in the head. So Ben gets this idea that he's gonna barricade the house. But Ben did tell us the story about how he ended up with the truck because this part of the conversation is a little bit important. He's basically explaining that it's not confined to this one area. He's talking about like a diner that he was at, and this is where he got the truck. And there was a gas truck that was screaming down the road with like 10 or 12 of them following it, and it crashed and it exploded, and that's where he lost his car, but he grabbed his truck and took off in it. Yeah, so he spends a lot of time like barricading the house, and Barbara's getting hysterical, and he finally snaps a little bit, and he says, "Listen, I need you to just stay calm. I need you to focus." There's a lot of more exposition where they're talking, and he's barricading, and she gets all hysterical again about wanting to get out, and this is the moment where everybody, he paintbrushes her so fucking hard that he knocks her out and like bruises. She has a bruise on her fucking cheek.
Paintbrushes her.
Pow!
Wow.
He's like, "What did the hand say to the face?"
Yeah.
Slap right across the face, knocks her out, and in this, I can just. At this moment, every black person that was sitting in those theaters just crossed their arms and said, no, nope. Especially in the South, I don't believe in that. That's
I didn't even see that.
Nope, I don't know what
me.
you're talking about.
Wasn't
Yep,
me.
what's
I was-
happening?
Yeah,
I would never do that.
yeah, and this is where I think this is where we made the OJ comparison.
Yeah.
He does look just like OJ.
He does. He looks like a taller, skinnier OJ,
Yep.
and she was a blonde girl.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just like, you know,
Ah, fuck. Whatever's about to happen.
it was just like change my pitch up, smack my bitch up.
That wasn't Rob Thomas.
I know that was the Prodigy.
Yeah. Smack my bitch up.
Oh, we're just gonna do 90 songs today, boys.
Okay.
Smack my bitch.
I guess that's where we're at. So while she's out, he finishes boarding up the house, and then she comes to, and he says, "Well, I think I've got the house pretty much secured. I got everything boarded up downstairs."
As there's
Well,
a window open behind him.
There's a window open behind him with a zombie at the window going, "What y'all cooking up in here?"
What's,
Yeah.
what's happening?
What y'all cooking? This is, I think, when they turn on the radio and they start hearing the radio reports talking about, like, they just go on and on and on. They say it several times over, like these people, the murderers are eating the flesh of the victim.
They literally say that 5 times.
They say it's more than that. It's like
This is
10, man.
This is a 10-minute segment of
Ben's like securing the rest of the house. And this is coincidentally, they had never noticed that since the door towards the kitchen had been open the whole time. Ben shuts that door and it shows the outline of the cellar door that we didn't notice before. So Ben is off in the other room and that door opens and Barbara sees it and she starts screaming. So Ben comes running back in, and 2 more people have appeared. And we introduced to Harry Cooper, who has his wife downstairs named Helen and his daughter named Karen. And then also Tom, who has his girlfriend, Judy. And I think we made a comment about this. Judy's a very attractive woman for the 60s. Like, we're talking like if you took, this is a very old reference, but if you took Cindy Crawford and put her back in 1968. This is what this girl looks like. She's, and I'm not saying that in a sexual way. She's just a very attractive woman. She's like, she's got very model-like features and stuff.
Yeah.
I know what Tom sees in her. I can't figure out what she sees in Tom, but whatever.
just a regular dude. He didn't even have a dress shirt on.
No, he did.
He wasn't very dapper at all.
Everybody
No.
else had a dress shirt on.
He had a
didn't.
fucked up haircut too. I didn't like his hair. Yeah. So, anyways, Harry Cooper, solar panel for a sex machine.
Yeah.
He's got the old Homer Simpson where he's got the hair around the back and then he's got like 3 strands.
He looks
going
like
across
Duff
the-
Man.
He does. He fucking looks like Duff Man. He's
Duff Man.
Yeah. He relates the story. He's trying to convince everyone to go down into the cellar. It's the safest place. Ben isn't having any of it. He says that if the cellar's a death trap, I'm not going down there until I absolutely have to. Harry's wife and daughter are downstairs. We find out that Harry's daughter is ill. We don't know what at this point. We don't know what happened.
Warm.
She's running a fever and she's barely conscious. There's a lot of exposition where they talk about where they came from. Apparently, Harry and Helen were trying to get to a hotel before it got dark, and they encountered a bunch of these things about a mile down the road, and they managed to turn the car over.
Yeah, she was just a little unwell.
And right now you can't tell.
Yeah. She's not crazy. She's just a little unwell.
But if I go crazy, would you still call me Superman?
That's 3 doors down.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So Ben tells them that he has a truck outside, but it's on empty. Tom says there's a gas pump out there. If we can it's locked up, I can go find the keys. They make a big deal about the keys in the remake also, but they never find them. In the original, they find them, and then so Ben gets the idea. We're gonna throw Molotov cocktails from the second floor. Harry's on that duty, and then Tom and Ben are gonna get in the truck. They're gonna drive down. They're gonna get gas, and they're gonna come back and get people. At the last second, Judy decides she's gonna go with them for reasons. So Ben's like, "Oh, you go and get in," because he's already out there, like, throwing the torch in the
I love that
ghouls.
he's using the table leg as a torch.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, when he was barricading the doors and stuff, I thought it was really cool that he used one of the doors inside the house to barricade the other door.
Yeah, he pops the hinge off and just takes the door down.
use the interior doors.
Yeah,
To
and in this one, he
secure
actually rips off like some of the paneling around like the sink area. And using that to,
stuff you don't fucking need.
Yeah,
I
the ironing board. They use the ironing board is another one. So they all jump in the truck, start to drive to the gas pump, and suddenly it's very bright outside. It's almost like they filmed it right before dusk, so they get some nice ambient light. And they get to the gas pump. Tom unlocks it. For some reason, he holds the handle down while he's bringing the fucking thing over, so it sets part of the truck on fire.
As if there wasn't a torch laying there on the ground.
As if there wasn't a torch laying right there on the ground.
Well, this won't light the whole thing
No,
up.
this isn't going to do anything.
And it gets all over the tire and everything. It's like, and this isn't flammable either. Yeah,
because right after he sets half the truck on fire, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to drive the truck away from the fire." This truck is on empty and that's what's going to explode. Like, come on, like just put it out. Like, don't try to drive it away from the gas pump.
Right, I know you're excited. There's dead people trying to eat you.
Yeah. I mean, maybe in that situation, maybe I wouldn't think so clearly either, but like fire bad, in the situation. Fire bad. So they drive the truck away from the gas pump, and Tom gets out and he's like, "Come on, Judy, let's get out." And she's like, "My jacket's stuck," and he goes back to try and rescue her, and that bitch blows up. So Ben is just kind of standing there, looking at this now torched, fucking truck, and makes his way back to the house. He gets back to the house. Harry refuses to unlock the door, so Ben has to basically break it down. Ben breaks it down, tries to... He shuts it, and the zombies are trying to push through the door, so Harry actually comes over and helps him hold the door. Because I guess now he's like, "Oh, fuck, he got back in."
Well,
so
he
I
got
guess
in.
I guess I got to pretend like, I wasn't standing by the door waiting.
Hopefully you don't beat my ass for that thing I did a minute ago.
But guess what he does?
Yeah.
He beats his ass for that thing that happened a minute ago. Yeah. Like, this is another one of those moments where, like, it probably got very uncomfortable in a movie theater with the black people.
And they're like,
I wouldn't do that.
I don't approve of that.
You can see the white people in the theater just turn slowly around.
And they're like,
"Yep, what do you guys think of this?"
Don't get any funny ideas.
And they're all the white people are like, "Nope, I don't approve of that.
Not
No,
me.
No,
That's some crazy shit up there.
I would not have done that. I would have
fact,
done the opposite of that.
Matter of fact, I'm appalled.
Yeah,
I'm getting out right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask for a refund.
Yeah.
Fuck this popcorn.
Yeah. So he beats Harry's ass, and Harry is just kind of sitting there looking, appalled at the fact. All this time, the dead are starting to break through the door. Helen, for whatever reason, has decided to move from the cellar door to she's out now by one of the exterior walls and by one of the windows. And you guys made the comment like, "Oh yeah, that's get away from the middle of the house where it's safe and go stand by the door where it's not safe."
Yeah, I'll go get in front of these hands.
Yeah, I'll go get in front of these hands.
Yeah. Oh no, they grabbed a hold of me. I didn't think that would happen.
I can't get away from them.
Yeah.
and Ben is trying to help. Hold them back. He's got the gun in his hand, and Harry gets the bright idea to try and take the gun from Ben. Dwayne Jones is a pretty big guy. He's like 6'4", 6'5". He's got a long reach. Harry, not as intimidating as Tom Tolles would have been. Like, Tom Tolles is a pretty big guy, but this guy that's playing Harry in this movie, not that big.
Yeah.
And Ben overpowers him, knocks him to the ground, and decides, you know what, I'm done fucking with this guy, and he just fucking shoots him. So Harry decides to retreat down to the cellar where his daughter is, and does this most dramatic fucking like. Reaches out to his daughter right before he collapses. So, Ben and Barbara are trying to hold back the zombie horde trying to break in. Helen has broken away from the hands, so she goes back to the cellar, and she comes down there and she sees, oh, there's my daughter Karen, who is now eating her own father.
And Karen looks up at her and is like, I couldn't ask for another. I couldn't ask for another.
She's like, that's
right.
Was the groove in the heart?
That was.
Well, fortunately, I think she's just eating his arm, so the groove was not in the arm.
she was eating it so smooth.
She had
though.
that striped bucket sitting next to him, just like
It was just like the ocean over the moon, or under the moon.
So,
Fuck.
so
It was so smooth.
I mean, I heard that the chills that you
off.
spill up my back keep me filled.
she said, "Give me your heart, make it real."
Let's forget about it.
I hate this. I hate everything about this.
And that was great because she had his heart in her hand. She's like, "Yeah,
Well, that's where the groove is.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's where, obviously that's where she's gonna go. That's where the group is. So
It's so smooth.
so anyways, Karen decides to leave this perfectly good meal just laying there and go after her mom. Mom just does the worst possible fucking thing. Just decides to lay down on the ground and let the daughter fucking stab her with a trawl. Ben and Barbara are trying to still hold the zombies back. One of the doors gives away, and then a gloved hand reaches in, and then Johnny's face appears from behind it, and Barbara freaks out again as Johnny grabs her and drags her into the horde and kills Barbara. So Ben is like, fuck this. It's time to retreat. So he goes to the cellar, which is ironic considering that,
I guess I should have listened to that old
I guess
boy.
I should have listened to that fucking guy, right?
Yeah.
Apparently Harry was just correct. That was the safest place because that's where Ben finally retreats to. He puts the boards over the top and the bottom, and he goes downstairs. Oh, the Harry's daughter had come upstairs looking for apparently her next meal, even though she had two perfectly good meals downstairs. And I was like, I don't understand why Helen didn't immediately do what Ben did and just fucking he yeeted that girl. He's like, he saw her, she's coming at him, he grabs her by the shoulders and just fucking yeets the girl into the couch. She lands there and he retreats downstairs. He sees Harry. He comes to life, or animates as a zombie, and then acts like he's going to go towards Ben, and Ben finally puts a bullet in his head. A couple of them. He wastes a few bullets. He's like, I wanted to shoot this guy since the moment I met him. So bam, bam.
There was some
bam.
passion there.
Yeah, there was a little bit of
He's like, it's gonna be overkill. Yep, definitely overkill for this motherfucker.
Yeah, he looks over. He sees Helen laying there. She's got the trowel sticking out of her chest. And then her eye is open, so he puts a bullet in her head too. And
I don't know why he did that. All that she wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow.
That's not Rob Thomas.
No, it's Ace of Base. Are you?
So Harry's fucking dead.
Well, he saw the sign.
Yeah.
It didn't open up his eyes.
His hips don't lie neither.
So then it just cuts to the next day. Birds are singing. It cuts to like a checkpoint for their local police. They're they have this like line of people, and there's a helicopter, and they're just going out, and there's a few scenes of them like gunning down some of these.
Did you say signs?
Yes, I saw signs, and it opened up my eyes. They're like gunning down the ghouls. This is a complete and total redneck thing. Like this is definitely what would happen in the zombie apocalypse. There'd be a bunch of rednecks going out hunting humans, right?
Yep.
So they're gunning down these things, looking for them. The sheriff, which is this big fucking fat guy, which is clearly what all cops looked like, during the 60s. Hey, this is the donut stealing cop, right? He's like, I want to go down and check this. There's a farmhouse down the road I want to check. This is random. They pull up to the farmhouse. They start shooting some of the ghouls, and we cut to Ben, who's still in the basement, and he's hearing gunshots. So he's like, "Oh, it's people." So he unlocks the door and he starts creeping up into the thing. And this is where we get like probably one of the most powerful scenes in the movie because Ben's made it. He's the sole survivor. He's the final boy, and the cops see something moving around. The cop goes, "Oh, and just put one in his head." And then as Ben approaches the window, cop shoots him dead. Yeah. And then they will get the infamous line of, and they do repeat this in the in the remake, only it's Barbra that says it. Because Barbara's the sole survivor from the remake. She shoots Harry, who is the survivor in the house, and she says, "That's another one for the fire." And it's the last thing said in that movie. And then that's it. That's the end of the movie. We go to credits, and you get all those really, really powerful pictures, still images from them dragging Ben's corpse out. It's very reminiscent of like a lynching. There's a bunch of white guys dragging a black guy, which is a body, but dragging a black guy out of the house. It's very powerful, like images and stuff. So
Ben was not titanium. You can shoot him down, but he won't fall. Well,
Yeah,
that really didn't happen.
yeah,
he went ahead and ate it.
You're hitting me with some obscure ones now. Like I don't like.
you've obviously never seen Pitch Perfect.
No, I have seen that. I just
That's
don't.
the-
I just don't have it memorized
Yeah,
like
it's
a
the song
fucking
that,
weirdo.
it's the song that Anna Kendrick is singing while she's in the shower, and Brittany Snows hears her while she's fucking her boyfriend.
It's titanium.
It's how she gets invited to the Glee Club or whatever
Yeah,
they're fucking singing.
The acapella group.
Yeah, the acapella group. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I just don't have that movie memorized, so like
That's a good song.
Yeah. So, anyways, what'd you think? What do you think of the movie? It's a classic. It's an
a
older
classic.
one. We
That's
wanted to get some
all-
older
That's
movies.
about all you can say.
Yeah.
Before you watch it, just realize it's an older movie. It's
Yeah.
a classic. It's a slow movie.
Um,
Ken, what'd you think?
yeah. What'd you think?
It was definitely a movie that didn't have a happy ending. It was the dude got capped in the face, and
Yeah.
then that was it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you have to watch it once just to put it into Hey, I've seen that, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And you move on with your life. But
Yeah, and we wanted to get some classic movies in on this on this podcast. We're gonna hit a few more 70s, but this is right now. This is the oldest movie that we've watched. This is
I know it sounds like when somebody's like, "Oh, things on vinyl sound better." It's like, well, they do.
Yeah.
It's just a fact.
I'm not gonna go that far. I can't remember the last time I heard a record. So
Yeah, hearing like the, like that needle just scratching on that record is just, it's one of the most satisfying sounds.
yeah, less so for me. I like movies on film are definitely. So where would you put it on your Scarometer?
Oh, we're definitely at a 1.
is that from a 1 to 10?
Yeah,
1 to
we're
10,
definitely at
yeah.
a 1 again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got another 1.
Yeah. Not scary.
Not scary.
Kind of intense, kind of gory, not scary.
Yeah, I did. I was not unsettled, not one time.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't nothing made you feel like, okay, I'm probably not going to make it through this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I think we might all have the answer for this, but who would you put as your MVP? I think we're all going to be in agreement on this one. There's only one answer.
Yeah, there's only one answer. It's Ben.
It's Ben. Yeah.
It's been.
Ben's the only one.
What do
I
you
mean,
think?
Yeah, it'd have to be Ben. Well, I mean, you have all kinds of answers, but really, Ben was the only one that was like
He-
in the movie.
He took charge, but also he wasn't like a dick
Mhm.
about
Yeah.
stuff. He did
He
stuff.
did slap that girl.
Yeah, because he was.
She
he
was
trying-
hysterical.
He was trying to
He-
calm her down. He's like,
Yeah.
you need to calm down.
He's like, bitch, you're crazy. You're a little unwell. And I know right now you don't care.
Yeah, no, she. Yeah, sorry.
I can't wait for my life to be over.
Right now. And I know right now you can't tell.
Yeah.
He's very pragmatic. He wants to make sure he's trying to make sure everybody there is gonna be safe, but
Mhm.
he's also not gonna deal with any bullshit that's gonna get him killed.
Right. He's a survivor.
Yeah, like that's why he's like he's when it comes to Harry, he's like, well, it's either that guy's gonna get me killed, or I'm just gonna deal with it now. And he dealt with it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I appreciate that about him. But he's very like he's very calming and sweet to Barbara. Like he's trying to be like, are you okay? He's making sure she's okay. He could have found her and just fucked off.
Yeah. He snapped a couple of times, like when she was first, yelling and like, what's going on? Yeah,
yeah. He's like, I know you're scared. I'm scared too. Like he puts himself on her left.
Yeah,
and I'm sure he is scared.
He is scared,
but he's making himself vulnerable for her, so she'll be like, we're in this together.
You're scared. I'm scared.
Yeah,
let's be scared together, but let's also focus.
He's a fucking great character.
Yeah, he's a great character.
Yeah,
he's very well written.
Yeah. And not once, and we've made this observation during the movie, not once did they make any kind of mention the fact that he was black in this movie.
Yeah.
No,
like
never.
he was, that was not a thing that they acknowledged in this movie. Like
even the bald dude. What's the bald dude's name?
Harry.
Harry. When he goes down and he's telling his wife, he's like, "There's a man and a woman up there."
Yeah, a new man and a woman. He didn't say there's a black man and a white woman up there.
He just said there's a man and a woman.
Yeah. So like Romero has said, he's like, I didn't write the character black. I just picked the guy that I thought gave the best audition for this movie.
Yeah.
I just died. He got it.
So who's the LVPs?
Everyone else.
I mean, mine is probably Helen. She's kind of a nothing character. She's fine.
In this movie, I got to give it to Judy. Judy doesn't do anything in this movie.
Yeah, most of the women are pretty shitty in this.
Honorable mention though, I did think Harry in this.
Oh no,
in the old one, he did a great job.
He's
like
good.
the acting, I thought was really good.
Yeah. He's a little bit wooden, but then again, that's the acting style. Of the '60s, and
he's got his sleeves rolled up.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, see, I'm telling you, go to the cellar. See,
I mean, I thought the men in this movie are good. Like all of them. Like even the guy that plays Tommy, is good. And we talked about Russ Streiner.
Yeah, Russ Streiner.
Yeah, how well he does with Johnny. Yeah, the women are just not written well.
They're not. And then I don't know if that's a sign of the times or if it was just the way. I don't know if that's how he was. I don't know if that's how he wrote them or if that's how he wanted them to act. But like in this movie, they're they're either catatonic or they don't do anything.
Yeah.
And it's like and then they make the reference of like Ben's like, oh, maybe we could just run to the next town. How are we going to run to the next town? We got a kid and 2 women downstairs.
Yeah.
Because fuck them, right?
Yeah, we're fucking useless.
Yeah. It's not like Barbara didn't run here.
Yeah, Barbara made it all the way here, and she's fine. Yeah, so. And then we have one up here that's catatonic. So it's like.
I mean, I get the kid. The kid's sick.
The kid's sick. I get that. Yeah, and Ben even makes a comment. He's like, "I'll carry the kid." Like I
can carry the kid.
Because like literally anybody that was in the house.
The only woman that does anything in this movie is Karen.
Yeah.
The little girl.
Yeah.
She's the only one that does anything.
When she's dead.
Yeah,
she fucking, wrecks her mom.
Yeah. And her dad. I mean, well, I'm assuming he's already dead at her feet, but she bites his fucking arm off. Because I think that's what she was eating. She was eating like his arm or something. Evan, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at SmarkyMFer on the Twitters and on Blue Sky. I don't really post on Blue Sky. And then Crit Happens 13 on Instagram.
Yeah, I am Galastrake on all the things. That's Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky.
Not even
TikTok.
a fucking point to asking these 2 fuckers.
Well, he's at least on Facebook.
No,
he's not.
I could have sworn I saw.
No.
I could have sworn I saw Kenton on there.
No,
I know. No, I've seen Jamie on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah, you've seen Jamie.
I've seen Courtney on Facebook.
Yeah, they'd be the only ones that were on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have any socials?
Nope.
What about you? You have anything?
No, I drive a truck.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
I have a car. I'm gonna drive.
It goes beep beep.
Yeah.
I
got a license.
We'll drive a car.
Come on up, Steve. We're spitting on bugs.
Oh shit, that's multiplicity.
I'm gonna buy you a present. A chainsaw? or a book.
Yeah.
A nice book.
She touched my puppy, Steve.
She touched my puppies.
It's weird because we're actually kind of like in an episode of a scene in Multiplicity.
This
right
is
now.
the only person other than you that I can actually quote Multiplicity.
Fucking love that movie so much.
Come on out, Steve. We're
Spitting on bugs.
Yeah.
That's the funniest
It's
part.
like, is he shaving his tongue? It's like, yeah, we didn't put any blades in it.
You know what happens when you make a
make a
copy,
copy
and then
of-
you make a copy of the copy, and it doesn't come out quite as crisp? Well, this is what happens.
You're a duty head.
No,
you're a duty head.
Raul.
All right. Well, you can also find us on Blue Sky at Kendall Hates Horror. You can find us
on Instagram at Kindle Hates Horror and Twitter KHH Pod.
And please send us your emails at khhorrorpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us know what we're doing wrong. Send us some mean tweets. I will read them live over the air.
Has anyone done that?
No.
No, nobody's
Nope.
been like, "Hey, this is bullshit."
Nope.
Okay.
Not a fucking peep.
Yeah. And then,
Oh, we do get a lot of okay, so I'm scooting forward just so I can be real with you for a second. If you want to comment on the fact that we're using AI generated imagery for our podcast cover page, please know that I am not a graphic artist, and we're a brand new podcast, and we don't have the $300 to put down to pay a real artist to make a horror podcast cover page. So if you have a problem with the AI imagery, we would love to entertain the idea of you making us something. Thank you.
And now you got an email.
I'm gonna get an email
You're
now.
gonna get one
Hopefully,
now.
it'll be from someone who's willing to make us a cover image
Yeah.
for the low cost of free.
They just make you exactly the same one.
I don't care. I don't care.
oh, and also,
Just so it's not AI.
And also, if people don't want to like email us or anything, if you have any questions, concerns, even like a request of some kind, you can also I kind of run the Twitter and the Instagram, so you can just like DM me on that.
Yeah,
as well.
same thing. I run the Blue Sky. So if you want to DM us and let us know what if you want to make a request for a specific movie. I mean, I've got a plan. I've got plans list. I've got a list of movies we're gonna do, but we can change those plans. If you guys want us to do a specific movie, move something up or whatever, I mean, shoot us an email. Let us know. Shoot us a DM. So, parting words.
Well, it's 3 a.m. and I'm getting a little bit lonely.
Kendall.
I love you all.
All right, Kenton.
Yeah, it's been a good time. And
Love seeing you, man.
yeah,
We're
it's
gonna
been
do-
great.
We're gonna do this again.
It's great
Thanks
to see
for
you
being
guys.
here.
Maybe we'll-
Thanks
Yeah.
for fucking being
Maybe we'll
here.
actually
Yeah.
do the double feature next time because that was the
shit.
idea. This was
That-
gonna be a double feature featuring double you guys, the double mint twins. Chew your gum.
The real cute shit.
And
We would have been here till tomorrow.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
And my parting words, as always, if you see a Nazi, punch a Nazi. Fuck those guys. All right, guys, join us again next week.
See ya.
Adios.
See ya.